Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. When the son of David was king in Jerusalem, he was known to be very wise. And he said,
Nothing makes sense. Everything is nonsense. I have seen it all. Nothing makes sense. What is there to show for all of our hard work here on this earth? People come and people go, but still the world never changes. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. It hurries right back to where it started from. The wind blows south, the wind blows north. Round and round it blows over and over again. All rivers empty into the sea, but it never spills over. One by one the rivers return to their source. All of life is far more boring than words could ever say. Our eyes and our ears are never satisfied with what we see and hear. Everything that happens has happened before. Nothing is new. Nothing under the sun. Someone might say, here is something new. But it happened before, long before we were born. No one who lived in the past is remembered anymore, and everyone yet to be born will be forgotten too. I said these things when I lived in Jerusalem as king of Israel. With all my wisdom, I try to understand everything that happens here on earth. And God has made this so hard for us humans to do. I have seen it all, and everything is just as senseless as chasing the wind. If something is crooked, it can't be made straight. If something isn't there, it can't be counted. I said to myself, you are by far the wisest person who has ever lived in Jerusalem. You are eager to learn, and you have learned a lot. Then I decided to find out all I could about wisdom and foolishness. Soon I realized that this too was as senseless as chasing the wind. The more you know, the more you hurt. The more you understand, the more you suffer.
So all I'm doing is I just put some leave-in conditioner in my hair, I put some castor oil all throughout my hair, and then I put some shea butter and some heat protectant spray in. And then I'm just going through my hair with this heated brush, which is at 150 degrees. I did start off at 80 degrees initially, and then I just gradually made my way up. So please start on a lower heat and then gradually make your way up if you need to, depending on your hair's needs.
The best thing we can do is to enjoy eating, drinking, and working. I believe these are God's gifts to us, and no one enjoys eating and living more than I do. If we please God, He will make us wise, understanding, and happy. But if we sin, God will make us struggle for a living. Then He will give all we own to someone who pleases Him. This makes no more sense than chasing the wind.
Genesis 1. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was barren with no form of life. It was under a roaring ocean covered with darkness, but the Spirit of God was moving over the water. God said,
I command light to shine.
And light started shining.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the intro to this video. This is just me playing Audio Bible, and this is what I do when I do my hair. So I'll just be doing my hairstyle, and then I'll just have Audio Bible playing, and I'll just be listening to it.
Revelation 1.
This is what God showed to Jesus Christ, so that he could tell his servants what must happen soon. Christ then sent his angel with the message to his servant John. And John told everything that he had seen about God's message and about what Jesus Christ had said and done. God will bless everyone who reads this prophecy to others, and he will bless everyone who hears and obeys it. The time is almost here.
From John to the 7 churches in Asia. I pray that you will be blessed with kindness and peace from God, who is and was and is coming. May you receive kindness and peace from the 7 spirits before the throne of God. May kindness and peace be yours from Jesus Christ, the faithful witness. Jesus was the first to conquer death. and he is the ruler of all earthly kings. Christ loves us, and by his blood he set us free from our sins.
The Elvive gel doesn't mix well with the leave-in conditioner, so don't mix them two together because it will make your hair flaky. So by themselves, they're absolutely amazing, but when they're mixed together, they don't go well. Obviously, don't use too high heat, and don't forget to use heat protectant spray to protect your hair from heat damage before you apply heat. All I'm doing is taking a bit of hair, brushing it, putting some shea butter in, some heat protectant spray in, and then just running it over with the heated brush, and that's it.
Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1. These are the Proverbs of King Solomon of Israel, the son of David. Proverbs will teach you wisdom and self-control, and how to understand sayings with deep meanings. You will learn what is right and honest and fair. From these, an ordinary person can learn to be smart, and young people can gain knowledge and good sense. If you are already wise, you will become even wiser. And if you are smart, you will learn to understand proverbs and sayings, as well as words of wisdom and all kinds of riddles. Respect and obey the Lord. This is the beginning of knowledge. Only a fool rejects wisdom and good advice.
My child, obey the teachings of your parents, and wear their teachings as you would a lovely hat or a pretty necklace. Don't be tempted by sinners.
Okay, so one side of my hair is almost done. I just tied the bit that I've done up with the silk scrunchie, and then I'm just going to work through the rest of my hair. So my hair is not wet, it's not dry, it's like nearly dry but still wet, but it's not wet to the point where like it will interfere with the electric appliance, because you have to think that like in the manual it does say that not to have your hair wet, because that it will interfere with it. So you don't want it wet, but you don't want your hair dry. So yeah, once you're done, this just makes it so much easier to like comb through your hair and to part as well. So if you want to do another style after this, so I did twists in my hair, and that's how I've been wearing my hair for the past like 3 weeks or something. It just makes it so much quicker. The highest temperature that this brush can go up to is 230 degrees, but I'm not going to use that. I've been using 150 degrees, initially 80 degrees, but I did bump it up a little bit. So I'm going to go back and listen to my audio Bible. So this is what I do. So every time I do my hair, I'll just be sat and doing my hair, and I'll just have audio Bible playing, and I'll just be listening to, the Bible and it retelling, how people lived their lives back in the past. And I'll listen to like Proverbs to get wisdom. I listen to Ecclesiastes, it makes you think more about life. And I listen to, all the others. So it's really relaxing. I'll also listen to it before I fall asleep, if I'm like just cooking, or like, there's days when you're just kind of like in a daze, but then you just have it playing in the background and then you're just listening, but then you're doing something else. So in case you're wondering which app I use for the audio Bible, it's called Bible IS, and you can find it on the App Store. So I changed my version to Contemporary English version, but there's loads of different ones that you can pick from, so you can play around and find one that you like. But I prefer the Contemporary English one. So I'll literally listen to this like before I'm about to fall asleep. I'll pick a book from the Bible and then I'll just listen to it. And it's basically just somebody, speaking the Bible to you. Also, if you're wondering why I'm talking in the background but I'm saying something completely different, it's because I always think that I'm going to upload the video of what I'm saying. And then when I play it back, I just need to make the video a lot shorter so that we're not listening to it for 1 hour. So I'll just trim it and then and edit it, and then I'll just do a voiceover instead.
Job. Job chapter 1. Many years ago, a man named Job lived in the land of Uz. He was a truly good person who respected God and refused to do evil. Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 pair of oxen, 500 donkeys, and a large number of servants. He was the richest person in the East. Job's sons took turns having feasts in their homes, and they always invited their 3 sisters to join in the eating and drinking. After each feast, Job would send for his children, and perform a ceremony as a way of asking God to forgive them of any wrongs they may have done. He would get up early the next morning and offer a sacrifice for each of them, just in case they had sinned or silently cursed God. One day, when the angels had gathered around the Lord, and Satan was there with them, the Lord asked,
Satan, where have you been?
Satan replied,
I have been going all over the earth.
Then the Lord asked,
What do you think of my servant Job? No one on earth is like him. He is a truly good person who respects me and refuses to do evil.
Why shouldn't he respect you?
Satan remarked.
You are like a wall, protecting not only him, but his entire family and all his property. You make him successful in whatever he does, and his flocks and herds are everywhere. Try taking away everything he owns, and he will curse you to your face.
The Lord replied,
All right, Satan, do what you want with anything that belongs to him, but don't harm Job.
Then Satan left. Job's sons and daughters were having a feast in the home of his oldest son, when someone rushed up to Job and said,
While your servants were ploughing with your oxen and your donkeys were nearby eating grass.
So I keep all of my hair stuff in a big box. It just helps me to be more organised, and it makes doing my hair so much easier because everything's in one place. Anytime I need to do my hair, I just grab that box and then all my supplies are in there. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that I trimmed my hair a few months ago, and this is what my hair's looking like.
John tells the good news. John 1. In the beginning was the one who is called the Word. The Word was with God and was truly God. From the very beginning the Word was with God. And with this Word God created all things. Nothing was made without the Word. Everything that was created received its life from him, and his life gave light to everyone.
Genesis 1. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was barren with no form of life. It was under a roaring ocean covered with darkness, but the Spirit of God was moving over the water. God said,
I command light to shine.
And light started shining.
So these two passages go really hand in hand. So Genesis and John's Gospel. So John says that with his word, God created the world. And then in Genesis, it says God spoke with his word and everything came into being. And the word was with God and the word was God. And the word is actually Jesus. So it's mad how Genesis is right at the start of the Bible. John's Gospel is towards the end of the Bible in the New Testament, but they link together. That's probably also why in Proverbs 18, chapter 21, it says, Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So death and life are in the power of the tongue. And what does the tongue do? The tongue speaks. And when you speak, the power of life and death is in your words. So that's why it's really important to always speak positivity over your life and everything. And, with this same word, with his tongue and the words that came out of it, God was able to create life. So and the Bible says that we were made in the image of God. So with our words as well, what we speak dictates our life. So that's why it's really important for us to speak positivity. Also notice in John 1:14 it says, And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. So the Word became flesh. So what God had spoken became a person, and that person was Jesus. So this was the next day. So I slept with that white bonnet on my head. If you want to retain moisture, sleep with a shower cap. If you want your hair to be more dry, sleep with a cotton bonnet on your head. And then so I just had a bit of breakfast. just prayed, because you got to give thanks, because if God sends rain, then the plants can grow, and then the food grows, and if God doesn't send rain, then the plants won't grow. So I just always give thanks when I eat. Here I'm just going to be brushing through my hair. I did put a little bit more of that leave-in conditioner in as well, just to add a bit of moisture without adding water into my hair. And then I started off my little twists at the front. So as you can see on the other side of my hair, I've got those little twists in, and this was the beginning of the twist style that I told you about. So I am doing this style on freshly washed hair. So if you have some product already in your hair, make sure you rinse it out before you use heat. Okay, so here's the difference between the shower cap and then the cotton bonnet. So if you want to retain moisture, shower cap. If you want your hair to be more dry, the cotton bonnet, like if you do a blowout, or like if you use the heated brush on your hair, the cotton bonnet is better for maintaining that hairstyle in your hair. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing much more to it. I went over my hair with a bit of hairspray, and then, which is completely optional, but that's it, and there's nothing much to it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it.